Hello, good morning, and I hope everybody is having an amazing day because I have a really interesting book that I would like to share with all of you. First off, let's take a look at the title. Go ahead and read the title. All right. What do you think this book might be about? All right, and the title is Frogs and Toads. Frogs and toads. All right, so tell somebody, what do you think the book will be about? Now, if we just look at the front cover, is it going to be fiction or nonfiction? Remember, nonfiction means that it is, that's right, it's true. And fiction means that it is not true, that it cannot, the facts and the information cannot be proven. So what do you think? I think Frogs and Toads book is a fiction or a non-fiction book. Tell me what you think. All right, and we're going to turn the page. And we've got another what here? What is this? Is that a drawing or a photograph? It's a photograph. And what do photographs tell us? Does it tell us that the story is fiction or non-fiction? Think about that. Frogs and Toads. And I love how the font, that's the way that they made the letters, are a little bit different there. That's pretty cool. I think it's different. At least it looks different. No, it's the same. It's just that it's black. All right. We also have another what? Another photograph. That's right. And there is a what? What's this called? When there are words that describe the photograph. What is that called? What is this right here called? That's right. It's called a caption. And a caption, well, oh, it didn't allow me to write a little bit smaller. Oh, I thought that was my eraser. It's not. My eraser here. Okay, it's called a, of course, I got to make sure my pen's working. It's called a caption. And a caption describes, let me move this down, a caption describes the photograph. So it's a sentence or several sentences describing a photograph or diagram. In this particular case, it is a photograph. And let's read what it says. Frogs have been on Earth longer than, so we're comparing, when we see this word than, longer than dinosaurs. Think about that. Frogs have been on this earth longer than dinosaurs. Is that a fact? Can it be proven? So this story is going to be what? Say it in a complete sentence. This book is, and then tell me, is it nonfiction, which means that it is true, it can be proven based on facts, or is it fiction, where it is the information is not true, it cannot be proven? All right, so this book is a nonfiction or fiction, and tell me why. Because, and then tell me why. I know this book is fiction because, or I know this book is nonfiction because. Oh, looky here, another clue. This is called the table of what? Contents. And a lot of times when we have table of contents, it can mean that that the book is what? It is nonfiction, especially if we have photographs, diagrams, facts. We know that it's probably going to be nonfiction. And it says, I found a frog. And it has one of these at the end. What is that called? That's right. It's an exclamation mark. And an exclamation mark can show excitement or strong emotions. So if you're feeling a lot of love or happiness or excitement that's more than what is typical, then you're going to end it with an exclamation mark. So this person obviously was excited when they found a what? A frog. This says life. Oh, and we're not going to remember when the C is followed by a Y, it says it's soft sound. So it sounds more like the S sound. Cycle, life cycle. All right, life cycle. And a cycle is like, it is typically in a circle. Okay, it has a beginning, a start, and then it goes into stages going around. And then it starts all over. There's no real end to it. It happens here, life begins, and then it goes through certain stages. And then it just repeats itself like a circle. So life cycle, we're going to learn the life cycle. What do you think we're learning the life cycle about? All right, about, what's this word? Frogs. So this on page 9, we're going to learn about what? Frogs. This says defense. What does defense mean? I know with sports, you probably know defense. Defense is when your opponent or the other team has the ball and you are trying to make it so they do not score. So defense is protecting your team against the other or your opposition, your other team, the team you're trying to beat. So defense, what do you think defense could possibly mean with frogs and toads? How they are doing what? They're protecting themselves against what? We don't know. Frogs are cool. Again, we have a strong emotion. Frogs are cool. I wonder what that could mean. We have a glossary on page 16. What's a glossary do? That's right. A glossary gives us information on those unfamiliar, those words that we are not so sure their meaning. Glossary is for unfamiliar words that you may not know, and you can look them up. Then we have an index. Now, an index is something that is pretty awesome, that if we want to learn, let's say, about just one topic about frogs and toads, I can say, oh, I want to learn about the life cycle or the word cycle. I could go to the index and see every page that cycle is found in this book. And that an index is typically found on what type of book? What do you think? One of those non-fiction books with facts. And we're just kind of going through here because where do I want to go? Where do you think I'm going? Yeah, I'm going to the what page? To the glossary. Why do I want to go to the glossary? Why do you suppose I would want to go to the glossary? That's right, because I want to learn the unfamiliar words, the words that I don't know. And we're seeing lots of beautiful, colorful photographs, aren't we? Up. And there is the glossary. So let's take a look at these words. The first word is ability. Say it, spell it. Ability. The word is what? Ability. A skill or talent, and it's found on page number 9. So if we look at page number 9, we should be able to find that word, and the word is ability. The next word, field guide. That is 2 words, F-I-E-L-D, field, and guide, G-U-I-D-E, field guide. A book. So a field guide is actually a book that helps people identify living things in nature. So a field guide is going to be a book, and you're going to use it to identify living things in nature. I know that what I have personally, I have a field guide book that kind of tells me all about different birds. So I've gone bird exploring in the woods and looked for different types of birds. Okay, I don't know every single bird on this planet, so I bring along a field guide. And that field guide can help me identify living things. Say habitat. 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 The environment in which an animal lives. And that can be found on page 13. Again, a habitat. We, as people, we are animals and we have a habitat, an environment in which an animal lives. And what type of animals are we going to be learning about today? Frogs and toads. So we're going to learn about where do they live? Where does a frog live? And where does a toad live? Say predators. Let's spell it. Predators. And the word is what? Predators. Animals that hunt and eat other animals. Page 13. So we're going to be learning about predators, the animals, and what I think the animals that actually hunt and eat frogs and toads. Or maybe we'll learn about that frogs and toads are predators and what they eat. Say prey. Spell it. Prey. Say it. Prey. Animals that are food for who? Predators. So we know that the food that these guys eat are known as their prey. So predators are animals that hunt. They not only hunt and kill it, but also eat. They hunt and eat animals. And that food that these predators eat is known as its prey. So that is its food. It's its lunch. It's kind of like it's McDonald's. All right. So again, if we were the predators, our prey might be a McDonald's. Now we don't actually hunt. We're not going out and we're not going to kill the food that we're about to eat if we're going to McDonald's. All right. But essentially somebody does have to kill that food in order for us to be able to consume it or for us to be able to eat it. Again, predators and the food that they eat is known as prey. Say rodents. And let's spell it. Rodents. Say rodents, mice, and their cousins. So rodents are mice and their cousins. Say rodents. So it's mice and all their cousins, and that's found on page 12. And we know that cousins, so if I have a brother, then my brother's kids are my kids' cousins. So mice and their cousins. So animals that are similar to mice. Then we talked about the index, and we said that the index, I don't know why my pen's not working all of a sudden. It's not working. The index is also is another way. So nonfiction books, sometimes we don't have to we might not always want to read the entire book, because even though this particular story, this nonfiction story is short enough of a read that we can read all of it, sometimes we might just want to know where do frogs live, or where do toads live, or what is the difference between a frog and a toad? And since we don't not necessarily have the time or really want to know everything about them, we just want that one little bit of information, we'll go to an index. And so let's say I just want to know, what is an amphibian? Well, I could look up page 6 to find information about amphibians. Blending in. What is this about? Page 13. Breathing. I just want to know about a frog and a toad's breathing. So I'd go to page 10. Eggs can be found. Now this is interesting. Every time eggs are mentioned in this book, it will tell you all the page numbers. So for all the ones above, it was just one page where amphibians, blending in, and breathing were found. But eggs are actually spotted on 3 different pages. Newts. What is a newt? Well, it can be found, if you want to know, go to page 6. Poisonous frogs, page 13. So there are frogs that actually contain poison.
Oh, why am I getting in shock
Salamanders, page 6, and tadpoles are found on 7 and 8. Again, an index, if you just want to learn about salamanders, you could go to what page? Page 6. Or if you just want information about tadpoles, you can go to page 7 and 8. All right, so we're going to stop there for right now, and we're going to come back tomorrow and read the story. Today, I just really wanted you to look at all of these words, read these words, and actually, I may upload the story in a separate video. So for right now, I just want you to study the terms. Once you know what the terms and the glossary and the index are, then we're going to go ahead and read the story. So I'll see you in a little bit.